chair and Toastmasters. We've said goodbye to the summer, and we say goodbye to the autumn. We haven't quite said hello to the winter because it's not yet here. Now is the season in between. Now is the time we wait for snow. Snow, the blessing and the bane of our country. But it's important to us, snow is. The Inuit have about 400 words for the snow. Back in 1911, an anthropologist and a linguist by the name of Franz Boas wrote a book entitled The Handbook of North American Indians. And in it he discussed the Eskimo words for snow. There were about 27 of them actually. In fact, the urban myth grew and grew, and more people added words. To have about as many words as we do in English for snow. But the Inuit language is a polysynthetic language. That means that they connect words to create specific meanings and ideas. And the words can be long, like German. German does this. An example of an Inuit word might be kanik maralak, which of course everybody knows is snow falling on pack ice. The German's word Donau Dampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän, which means the Danube Steamship Company captain. It's all about what's important to a culture, and snow is important to Canadian culture. We rely on it for our livelihood, and we need it. Canada holds about 25% of the world's fresh water. Our talk about weather, our small talk about weather, that's cultural too. It's a carryover from when talking about the weather was vitally important. It could mean the difference between pulling hay from the field before it got wet and rotted, or having enough to eat for the winter. Today, small talk about the weather can mean the difference between taking off a little bit early for work or finding another out home, to putting a couple of cartons of milk in the fridge. It's funny though, you never hear the Costa Ricans or Mexicans talking small about the weather. Lovely day, isn't it? Why, yes, it's identical to the 364 before it. Shall we eat our papaya on the front patio or the back patio? No, we're stuck with snow. And we'll use all the adjectives and nouns for it soon enough. But right now we're in the season of in-between. The harvest is safe and stored. The toys of summer are put away, and the toys of winter aren't quite ready to be used. There's less work. Friends and family, vacationers have come and gone, and now only the closest pay visits to us in this off-season. The excitement of solstice and Christmas hasn't quite started. In this season in between, when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. In this season of in-between, the days grow short, the nights luxuriously long. Trees, stark against the sky, platinum and gray, stand naked except for the last vestige of what was once verdant summer foliage. And only by the grace of the wind does the last autumn color hang. The sky and the earth become one, as silvery threads of tree trunks, so ground holds the last of the October rains. It's now frozen. With less work, the season of in-between holds a resounding sense of solitude and loneliness. Nostalgia, and we become keenly aware that our own time on this planet is short. With less work, the cold wind blows and whips against our face, and there's a sense of loss and defeat. Brooding and sadness, sometimes deep. But then just as suddenly, as summoned by the angels of time that pulls the solitary and the lonely back into the land of the living, there's the smell of snow. And with the smell of snow and an awakening of the senses, the cold wind on the face is bearable, hands in pockets warm in parkas, and there's austere beauty. And it's at the moment, with the first smell of coming snow, that the season between the living and the dead, the past and the present, connect to the future. And we celebrate tomorrow. Just wish there was a word for it. Want to Toastmaster?